Okay, welcome back. So right now we're going to be looking at how we multiply a fraction by another fraction. And it's a very simple process, and it can be made even easier using the process of cancelling. So we have our first question here, and it's 5 over 8 multiplied by 4 over 7. Okay? Now, what I said earlier with cancellation is we're looking for any common factors between the numerators and the denominators. And we can do this either vertically, which means between the 5 and the 8, which there isn't any, or we can do this diagonally, okay, across this way. But we can't do it horizontally. So we can't do it between the 5 and the 4. And what we have to do when we're doing this process is recognize that we're dividing both fractions by the highest common factor between them. All right. So in this particular example, there is a common factor between 4 and between 8. So when we're canceling, we just put a line through and we divide by what the common factor is. In this case, the highest common factor between the two of them is a 4. So if we divide this 4 by a 4, we get a 1. And if we divide this 8 by 4, we get a 2. And the result is that we end up with a much simpler fraction to solve. All right. Now, in this case, we have reduced these numbers to a much easier and simpler set of numbers. And that means they're much easier for us to solve. So we can do 5 times 1, which is just going to be 5 as our numerators, and then 2 times 7, which is just going to be 14. Now, if you did this without simplifying, you would end up with a different answer. But when you simplified that down, this would be your eventual answer. So the reason we do this is it just makes life a lot easier. And later on with other studies like algebra, you will continue doing this. But it's worth getting in the habit of doing it now. All right, 2. We have 3 over 10 times 6 over 11. Now, again, we're going to be looking for these common factors. Is there anything here that I can simplify? The 3 and the 10? No. The 6 and the 11? Also, no. But the 6 and the 10, do they have a common factor? And the answer is yes, 2. So if I divide 10 by 2, I get 5. And if I divide 6 by 2, I get 3. And the result is that we can do 3 times 3 divided by 5 times 11. 3 times 3 is just 9, and 5 times 11 is 55. And there we go. We've done it very easy, and using our cancellation, it made our little multiplication a little bit easier. Okay, for our third one, we have 7/9 of 2/5. Now, whenever you see this of, you should be always thinking that this means multiplication. Okay, 7/9 of 2/5 just means 7 over 9 multiplied by 2 over 5. All right. Now, again, we're going to be looking for any kind of common factors. I can't see any here, so we're just going to proceed by doing our numerator times our numerator and our denominator times our denominator. And that's going to be equal to 7 times 2 over 9 times 5. And that's 14 over 45. All right, and we're done. Now, just a quick note. What I did here with this 9, in my mind, I thought it looked like a 4. So just be careful to write out your numbers a little bit carefully so you don't make any mistakes as we go along in our working out. All right, that's all for this video. Give the questions the next slide a go, and I will see you in the next one.